Welcome to my Mod 3 project with the Flatiron School. The goal of this project was to create a web app. For this project, I created a single page web app, which means that when we click on these different pages, we're not reloading. The content is just changing on the browser and it's not reloading like the URL. So I did this using a Ruby on Rails backend and a front end with vanilla JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. So as you can see, this is my front end, and I created different routes. And upon those routes, different functions take place that load content on the DOM. And then in my back end, I use the Heroku.com API that was Harry Potter characters. And we can look at that real quick. So this is the API that I used. And instead of just fetching the API each time and loading those contents, I decided to use REST client, which is a gem in Ruby. And each time I seed my database, it fetches basically the same way as it would in JavaScript, but it creates these in the backend. So that way, if I were to add characters, they would persist. Now let's check out my actual web app. So it's named Riddikulus, and this is just the home landing screen. There's a ambiance music video that has Hogwarts music, but the main feature is the characters, so let's look at it. You click on the characters, and as you can see up top, there's a form that allows you to add a character. So let's do that. Let's add Albus Dumbledore. And let's pick a photo. I think we'll just paste the one I have. We'll make his house Gryffindor, even though he's, the headmaster of Hogwarts. And then his ancestry, I believe he's half-blood. So let's add him. And when you add a character, an alert pops up saying that they have been added and to check them out on the characters page. Let's hit OK. Let's scroll down and make sure that he was added. Alright, as we can see, Albus Dumbledore is there, House Gryffindor, Ancestry, Half-Blood. Now, as you look at each of these cards, it has a name, their house, and their ancestry, if it is known. And then each card has an X in the top right-hand corner, which allows you to delete them from the database or delete their character. So, let's delete Bellatrix. You hit the X, and they are gone. Now, if we go back to the top, we can view the characters by the house. So let's check out who's in Slytherin. Now, here's all the characters that have a house of Slytherin. Now, on the individual house pages, you cannot delete characters and you cannot add them. That only takes place in the characters page. Now, the last feature of this web app is the sorting hat. So let's say we don't know what house we belong to, and we want to, before we add ourselves as a character, we can go to the sorting hat. And as you know in the story Harry Potter, the sorting hat is placed on someone's head, and it just decides what house they belong to. So the magic is stored in this sorting hat button, and when you click it, it'll tell you what house you belong in. So let's click it. We belong in Slytherin. So let's go add ourselves. Haley, I will put this picture in. I belong in Slytherin, and I am a pureblood. Now let's add me. Okay. Oh, looks like it just popped up twice for some reason that time. And as you can see, when it popped up the second time, looks like it added another person. But we can just hit the exit button, and that will delete it from the database. So there I am, and then let's make sure I was added to Slytherin as well. Probably be at the bottom. There we go. We'll return home. And that is my single page web app using vanilla JavaScript, CSS, HTML, and Ruby on Rails in my backend. Thanks for checking it out.